I'm going to, in this video, talk about a mindset shift that after 1 year of YouTube, I have finally started to grasp and have finally started to see a second wave of growth. If you've never seen my videos before, my name is Liam. I make videos on topics such as business, fitness, but essentially what I'm doing right now without choosing one path, one niche, is I do a lot of things. I read a lot of books. I do a lot of different things in my life. I don't really party. And in doing this, I try to take the lessons and put them on my YouTube. Now, this video, again, is going to be talking about a lesson that I've learned now after 1 year of YouTube. So maybe this will save you some time, or maybe this is a lesson that you can only arrive at with time. But maybe at least knowing that this arrival occurred for me can help you get there sooner. So let me preface, when I first started YouTube, my approach was this shotgun, authentic approach, which I'm glad I started that way. All my videos, I would prop up my phone in the car and talk for 5 to 10 minutes and then post it. No editing, maybe a little bit of text on the thumbnail, but it was largely pretty much unfiltered content. And I think that's the best way to start, because you understand how to talk to a camera. You start to understand that it's not scary. You stop caring about what people think. So I think that's ground zero. I think that's step number one for anyone. But then I grew to 1,000 subscribers in about 5 months. And then now, a year later, well, a year from when I started-ish, I'm at about 2,000 subscribers, 1.9 thousand right now. And in any process that is long, whether it's business, YouTube, a sport, whatever it is, if you're in a long, grueling process, there's going to be a lot of unknown. And there is no script, there is no class, there is no online course you can take that will guarantee that you get 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it's more or less this thing that a lot of people have done. It's not unlikely that you can do it. I'm not trying to make that point, but I am making the point that the process is filled with uncertainty. And I've gone through this ebb and flow of, okay, do I need to make this super unfiltered content, or do I need to dress it up a little bit, be myself, do I need to dress it up a little bit and kind of an art form? And the point that I come back to is a balance. It's always an equilibrium. Balance is the toughest thing to do in life. Likewise on YouTube, because you could go hyper niche on, let's say you are a Rubik's Cuber. Okay, you make Rubik's Cube videos, cool. You are hyper tapped into a niche, and so it's going to be really easy to reach those people because they know what they're going to get when they come to your page. But for me, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know how I can best help people. I know that I really like reading books. I know I really like working out. I know that I like writing. I'm going to write a book. And so lately, my videos have been this more dressed up version of me, even on TikTok, which I'll get to it, but that's one thing I've really learned to utilize, and I think that's gonna accelerate my growth, and I'm growing very fast on TikTok in comparison. But I do really wrestle with, should I be authentic, or should I really craft a video and make it an art form where I think through every single second of it? And I've been on this pendulum sweep where I started hyper authentic, and then recently I swung the other way and I am hyper formal, you could say. I write, so I'll usually just write for a few hours, a few days a week, and then I'll compile that into a few different TikToks. And then if one idea really sticks out to me, I'll make a long form YouTube video on it. But the shift I'm making, and really the lesson that I want to encapsulate, is that it's a balance. This video is my attempt at the balance that I'm talking about, where I'm getting on here and I'm just talking. I'll probably put it through CapCut, the pauses, maybe put captions on it, basic stuff. But I think that this stuff needs to be on there so that you don't hyper identify with a formal creator. That's not what I want to be. I want to be someone who can make a video on any topic and people just like me, which in my current style, yes, what I'm writing is, I think, incredibly valuable. It is me, but to write the way I do, it's very expressive. It's not how I would sound face to face. A book, you read Albert Camus, don't know him or what he was like at all as a person. And actually, I don't know what the point I'm making. I was going to say that an author might not be like the person, like the books themselves. I honestly don't know about that. But some of these YouTubers, they'll make videos and they're probably not anything like that in real life. I do want to make it very apparent as to who I am in real life so that people trust me. I want people to fuck with me and vibe with me on the YouTube channel. So if I were to put it simply as to what I'm talking about, this lesson, it's that you need to use the formal version of yourself and conform to your advantage while also maintaining and at least semi-regularly putting yourself out there in an informal way. So I'm not sure, I haven't found that balance yet, but what I am realizing is that I started hyper authentic and then I swung towards hyper formal and hyper calculated. Now I'm trying to understand, okay, how do I balance those two? At the core of the problem, if I just keep making the videos, it's gonna work. I don't think that there's such thing as a bad video. That's one thing that I would squash in your YouTuber brain. There's no such thing as a bad video. I don't think there's anything that hurts. I don't think that's a good mentality to have, is that, oh, this video hurt my reputation or my viewership. If they really vibe with you, they're gonna stick around. But at the same time, I think we should all be in the pursuit of balance. The Tao, as it's called, Taoism, is by definition called the middle way. It's tough to get to, but the ideal state is when the pendulum's not sweeping from, for instance, healthy to fat, which a lot of people do with the stupid diets or whatever. What I'm not trying to do is oscillate between hyper authentic, where I just film in my car and put no effort into it, and then boom, super artistic and probably autistic. I'm trying to find that equilibrium medium space where I am myself and hopefully I can be myself. I guess the misconception I might have is that me in this writing is not me, but it's honestly probably the most real version of me. And talking to people is a very suppressed version of me, which is why I enjoy writing so much. Boom, light bulb right there. I enjoy writing because it's a suppressed version of me, in that it's not a version of me that I show to people, which is why I don't talk this way and I put it on paper and then I put in the videos. And I think the reason that my writing is going to carry me is that because it is the realest version of me. And people are infatuated with real stuff, especially nowadays with all the AI bullshit and all the uncertainty. I think when someone recognizes that something's real, they will follow it and they will watch it. And that's how I work. Anyone that I could be scrolling and see a video that's not in my realm of expertise whatsoever. In fact, I was on YouTube a few weeks ago and I saw this girl make a YouTube video who I would not normally click on because her video was just in this style that I thought, okay, I don't really give a shit about that. But then I clicked on it and boom, she had a personality and I thought, okay, this girl's cool. I can totally see why she's successful. But there are those YouTubers who are so, hey, what's up you guys? How are you doing? I hate that shit. I want them to be like, it's a real person is what I'm trying to say. And the point I've come to, the revelation I've made in the midst of this video is that writing is the realest version of me. And I also just realized that I wasn't even using the microphone and now I feel retarded. So I'm gonna stop this video now. The microphone was not even plugged in, but that's fine.